So I sort of gained a love for carpentry at an early age. I took shop classes all throughout junior high and high school and built a variety of shelves and cabinetry and you name it. I've just always loved building things, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna use some of my skills that I've learned over the years and build farm tables, which is kind of a unique table. It's rustic, it's sort of rugged, something you would probably see in a farmhouse. My wife Celia had been asking me to build her a table for like a year. I was able to build her a table just before Christmas. So it kind of got me thinking that I could build tables for some extra money. Emmy's our daughter. She has cystic fibrosis, which is a disease that affects the body in multiple ways. The primary effect is in your lungs. Cystic fibrosis patients aren't able to process and get rid of mucus the way that you and I can. So mucus will build up in their lungs, in their pancreas, and their reproductive tracts. So ultimately, cystic fibrosis is a terminal illness. The primary cause of death is just lung failure. It's not too often that you become a new parent and then a few weeks later you become a new parent of a terminally ill child.
It's okay. It's okay.
I lost my mom almost 3 years ago, and the pain that's associated with losing a parent is very real and very strong. And I can only imagine just how much stronger it would be losing a child. And if that happened before we had more kids, would that discourage us from having future kids? Each one of our future pregnancies has a 25% chance of also being a cystic fibrosis baby. So we go through the process of IVF, and once an egg has been fertilized, they are able to take it and test it and find out in advance whether or not the child has CF, cystic fibrosis. We're totally on board with this, but the only problem is it's a very expensive procedure. It's about $30,000 and insurance won't cover it. We start our tables at $600 for a 6-foot by 3.5-foot table. If you were to go buy that same table in a store, you're gonna be $1,000 to $2,000. The way that we're able to beat that pricing is we use materials that are less expensive. We use 2x4s, 2x6s, 2x8s, way cheaper than a hardwood like an oak or a walnut or something. It meets our needs as the builder to keep our costs down, and it meets the needs of the client. The beauty behind that is that wood can be shaped and created to be perfect. Every table weighs over 100 pounds. It's extremely sturdy, and the wood that we use celebrates its character. You can see the saw kerf in it from when it was cut from the tree, which in my opinion is really, really cool. It's rugged, it's rustic, but it's also very classy. Emmy was diagnosed at 3 weeks old. We're realizing that even though Emmy has this disease, she's normal and she plays and she crawls and laughs and just has fun, and it took us a while to realize that, because you find out that your kid has this terminal illness and can get sick by just about anything. Your initial reaction is, oh, we gotta bleach the house every day and do all these things, and it just becomes so overwhelming that you start to get depressed and you feel like it's gonna rule your entire life every second of every day forever. There have definitely been times where you don't know if you can go forward. You don't know what's gonna happen. But somehow you sort of find the courage and the wherewithal to just pull yourself up and keep going, because you know that you have to, because you've got a little one that's depending on you. I'm just trying to keep my eye on the end goal, which is paying for in vitro with the genetic testing so that we can have healthy kids. And that's my motivation in building these tables, is to just give my family a better life and to give us a bigger family. Without Farm Tables Only, I wouldn't be able to make enough money in the time period that we need to be able to continue to have kids. This is a good way for me to do that. I get up at 5 every day and go work on tables before I go to my 8 to 5 job. I just sort of get lost in the work because I really enjoy what I do. It's a very rewarding process in the fact that it's doing something that I love, and it's also doing something that will help my family. I'm Kyle Brooks. This is my business, Farm Tables Only, and we do this for the ones we love.